Hello and welcome back. And today we're going to be putting together the axle on the end and the brakes. So these are Land Rover 11-inch brakes. They have two wheel cylinders, a top and a bottom. And you can see I already put the shoes on with the spring. The adjusters are down here and down, up and down here, whatever. So you have two wheel cylinders. So you need to connect the two wheel cylinders. So there's a brake line in the back going from one to the other. The original one had it going from here around this way over to here. So I just have it going the other way, and I'll kind of show you what I'm thinking, why I went the other direction. Okay, so originally on Land Rover, this one should be on the top. Well, it doesn't matter because you can put them, I think you can put them this way or that way, up or down. They're kind of mirrored of each other. So you have your input would be up here. Whoops, sorry. Input would be here, flows over, down this one, over, down to here, then down to your bleeder. So you would have the one wheel cylinder pointing up at the top. So I'm going to actually take it and turn the whole assembly one hole to the side. So let me show you what it's like at the stock position with these up on top and the bottom. Okay, so I got them mounted on there, the stock position, with the top and bottom, up and top and bottom in the vertical position. You can see here with the knuckle here, see there's where you would put your brake line in. That would come up to here. You'd have your rubber brake line on a 2A that would come over and then go into here. So here's the brake line, follows down around the side, it comes around the bottom. So let's go down to the bottom here. Second, let me get in position. And here's the main reason, or the main reason why I'm rotating it one bolt to the side. Is you can see here the bleeder can go here or here. It doesn't have to go right here, but I had it previously here. But since I'm redirecting the line, I moved it over to here and have the bleeder sitting here. So you can see the knuckle is right there, the bottom piece. So even if it's over here, it's a major pain in the butt to bleed your brakes. To get in here with a hose and everything, and you can see it's right there. But again, you can move the bleeder over here. It'll be pitched at an angle a little bit, and I got them to bleed before, and it worked okay, but it was just a pain in the butt because it was in the way. So now, let's say, let me get out. There shouldn't be anything wrong with taking this whole assembly and moving it one way to the side. So my first thought was go to the left or to the right. Which side should I do? So let's go to the left next and see if let's go to the right actually first. And we'll see if we run into any problems. I can already tell we're going to, but let's hold the suspense. All right, so I moved it one bolt hole over to the right. So I spun it clockwise, one turn. So now our input is over here on the side. It was over here, now it's over here. Then the brake line goes up over. Oh, another reason why I'm going this way instead of the other way is this is the fill plug for the for the swivel. So I'm trying to avoid this too because it's again in the way and I don't want to hit it or anything. So I'm running it this way this time. So it's going up over and going around, and now you can see here, let me get into a different position. So now we're, it's already better. Now you can see we're right behind the steering knuckle here, the steering arm. So now the bleeder is sitting right behind there. Let me get another different position. There you go. So now you can kind of see now we're like right by the arm, the steering arm, which I don't like that either because now the bleeder is hitting right in front of where the arm would be. So going to the right, I don't like that idea because we're going to be, or clockwise, we're going to be right onto the arm. So that kind of stinks. So let's go to let's go left hand one turn. Okay, so I turned it, I turned it over from center, one hole to the left. So now it's rotated this way, the brake assembly. So now this side, where our brake hose will be coming from our bracket, over to here will be pretty much a straight line over, or a curve coming over from here to the rubber line over to here. So then this will travel down underneath the arm. Be clear of the knuckle. I'm going to adjust this line some more so it's out of the way. So then we have our bleeder right here. Nothing in front of it, nothing in the way. Even though the filler is nearby, I can still get a wrench up here and take that off without touching this at all. So then this, I can get a wrench in there and I can turn it this way and I'll still be able to bleed the brakes without any problem. So I think this is going to be the solution here, turning it counterclockwise to the left or towards the rear, like this is pointing towards the rear of the truck, and then the other side's pointing towards the front of the truck. And so I think this is going to be the solution here, so I can actually reach everything and get to it. And I'm going to make sure it's clear of the knuckles all around and everything, this metal line. So in my opinion, I think we're going to be good right here. So some may say, and I'm sure I'll probably hear something about, you can't turn your brakes left or right. So in my opinion, this is okay. A brake works with, it pushes against the drum no matter which way it is, no matter which angle it is. This doesn't care which way it's pointing. This doesn't care either. It hits the drum and it goes against it. Braking plate, it's holding forces going this way and that way. It doesn't care where these are located. So I don't think the location of it being rotated a little bit is going to cause a concern, but that's my opinion. I'm just saying, this is my truck. I'm going to do it my way, so I'm going to have it on there this way. So in your truck, you do it the stock way. Always follow the repair manuals. This is just a suggestion that I'm doing on my truck. Not telling you how to do it. I'm saying that's just how I'm going to do it on my truck. I'm going to actually take this back off, and then I actually have to put the axle on. Where is it here? This goes on first. I have it just test fit on there now. This goes on first, and then the brakes. So that's what I'm going to do next. Is I'm going to get the seal. I already cleaned up the surfaces, put a little tacky cement on there on the seals, and start putting this back together. Alrighty. Okay, so I got it mounted, and I got it with the stub axle on there, and then I also have the locking plates on there. I used blue Loctite for the bolts and the locking plates. So then I bent over the tabs on the locking plates, put a little anti-seize on the head of the bolts, so when I torque it down, it doesn't rip this locking plate, which actually you can see how it's bowed up a little bit. You just need to bend it a little bit, and it will line up with the holes just fine. They make them a little bit longer, I guess, so this doesn't lay flat. So torque down, put the bending tabs over with blue Loctite so they don't leak. Because I saw it somewhere, they said don't forget to put blue Loctite on there so they don't leak, because the fluid's going to be in the swivel housing here. So I got the stub axle on, I got the brakes on, and also another thing, thank you to the one fella, I have to go look up. Okay, Kevin down in the comments mentioned about putting some blue Loctite around here just to help the seeping from the fluid so it doesn't come up out. So I put a little bit in here, put it there, and I put it on the inside too. So it'll be around to help slow down the leaking. So that's on. So the next thing is, these are all in place. I still haven't got the brake lines yet. They haven't come in the mail. So this side's done. I got the other side done. So next thing is I'm going to be putting the bearings in. Okay, so we're on the workbench. We got the hub all nicely painted. And so what we need is to put the bearings in. So what I did is from Bearmach, I ordered this kit BK001, and it actually comes with all of the pieces and parts to do your bearings. It's got the inner bearing, outer bearing, the O-ring seal that goes on your hub. This is the axle seal. It comes with then your flange seal, then your lock for your end bolts, for your stub axle, and then your seal that goes up in that too. There you go. Comes with the cotter pin as well that's stuck down inside there. Anyways, so it comes with the cotter pin too. Watch that it isn't stuck in there. So there's your rear seal as well. So it comes with all this in a kit, which is I think is nice. So if you remember in the rear, I was having a hard time having the flange, the drive flange, rub on the brake and the nut lock here. So if you look here, here's the original one that came out of the truck. And you can see here that it's slightly larger than the original. So that must be just enough for the brake, for the flange, the rub onto the lock there. So remember to tap. But all I did with the rear one, and which I'll probably have to do in the front, is after you lock it over, you bend it over and lock it. Then you tap, I tapped it all the rest of the way around just to bend it in a little bit. And then it cleared the drive flange just fine. So, all right, so I'm gonna put this together and put the bearing races in to the hub. And a little trick that I do is I'll keep the old flange, the old not the old flange, the old bearing race, and I'll use it to hammer in the new one. Like I'll take this, the new one, slide it in there, then I'll use this to actually hit it in for almost the whole way in, and then I'll take this out and then I'll tap it in the last final way or whatever around the edge, real lightly. But this way I could take this and start hitting it, and I don't have to worry about this getting ruined, or this part getting ruined. So, okay, so I'm gonna start getting the bearings put in. Also, I forgot, I'm going to pack the bearings with grease, bearing grease. So for initial start, before the fluid gets in there and starts moving around and everything, so it has the initial startup. Okay. Okay, so I got the bearings in there. I packed the bearings with some grease. Got them in there, set the preload to the bearings so they spin freely, nice and free in there, but without any play. So well, you could go by the spec or whatever, but I just do it by feel and it's nice and smooth. So I set the preload, got the lock nut on there, put the drive flange on, and put on the nut on the end. So I've torqued these each to 28 foot-pounds, and the end nut is on the drive shaft nut is about 10 to 15 foot-pounds, is the spec says for these. So those are done. These are done. So I did all four. I'll also put the cotter pin on there too. So I did all four. I walked around and did all four wheels. So the hubs are all done, connected and everything. So we're good with this on all four wheels now. So I didn't torque the rear ones at first, so I figured I'll just torque them all at the same time. So those are on. Of course, I scratched the paint, putting the hammer because I couldn't get it on there. It's pretty snug fit. This is a brand new cap that I got off of somebody and a guy in Pittsburgh, and also the drive flange. Okay, so this is the end of the video. So thank you very much. Oh, okay. One more thing. If you want to see a detailed installation of the bearings and all this, how to do all this, go see Rover Tasmania on YouTube. Excellent channel. Lots of great technology, tech in there to show you how to put it all together and all the steps. I skipped it because you guys probably seen it enough. So you know where to go to see if you want to see details of it. But anyways, thank you very much. So she's coming together. We've got about something at least get 4 hubs together now. So I'm pretty happy with that. So thank you very much. Thank you for your comments. Like, subscribe, share. And I'll see you next time. And have a good one. Oh, one more tip. I got something for you to think about. Whenever you need to torque these bolts down here or anything that you really don't want the hub to spin, what I do is I'll take a 2x4 and put it up underneath it like this. So whenever I go down to torque it, or I need to tighten it, it'll stay right here, and I won't mess up the threads, which I seen pry bars be put in here and stuff when you go to torque stuff down. And I don't like things like that. So what I do is I just take a 2x4 and let it sit there. It'll just sit and lean right up against there, push the hub down. There, now you got it nice and snug, and you can torque down all your bolts, break them loose or tighten them up. So that's it. Just a little tip. Put a 2x4 in there, and it'll save your threads too on the wheel lugs. Alrighty, goodbye.